Hi folks, and welcome back to the Grumpy Gamer channel. That's it, you guessed it. This is that channel where you get to see this old git talk about modern games. So, for today's comments then, well, I just wanted to do a quick video about a couple of things. First thing I want to talk about, gutted, I knew it was coming. I'm sure you all did as well. That, yes, Aces of Thunder has been delayed into 2025. And from what I see, from what they've said, I don't even think it's really going to be the first few months either, by the sounds of it, because they said they will let us know in the first few months when the release date's going to be. They're going to give us an update then. So that could be January, February, March before we hear anything else, which I know we're all disappointed about. I was disappointed, but at the end of the day, same old, same old. Get them to get it working properly and in a fit state. Otherwise, you know what would happen if we got it this month, or sorry, in December, and there was loads of bugs. Things weren't working properly. Say the multiplayer, you couldn't get into matches or something like that. It would just annoy everybody. And a lot of people drop off at that point. And then by the time it's fixed, yeah, people have already moved on to other stuff. So it's the right thing to do, as I always say. It's better to delay it. Yes, it's frustrating for us all. I mean, in my mind, I think developers shouldn't announce games too early. I mean, how long ago was this game first announced? It was, what was it, 18 months ago, 2 years ago? I don't know. Long time ago. I think you should really not announce games until you're confident you're only sort of 6 months out, I think. But that's just my personal opinion, to be fair. But because then we wouldn't get so frustrated, I don't think. I mean, we thought it was going to be coming out last year. Then we thought it was going to be, early part of this year. And then, it's coming by the end of the year, and zippity-doo, nothing. So it is what it is, guys. We've just got to be patient for a bit longer. At the end of the day, it's no biggie for me because we've still got two great games. Oops. Two great games hopefully coming before the end of the year. And that is next week. We should have Behemoth, which I can't wait for. I know I'm gonna love that game. I do love my sword fighting games. I love Saints and Sinners. I've said it before. I love Swordsman. I love Legendary Tales. So anything with sword play, I really enjoy. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this game. And then, of course, 19th of December, again, all being well, we've got Aliens. So with those two coming over the next few weeks, it's no big problem that Aces of Thunder has been postponed. Now, the main thing I wanted to talk about today is the fact that I've been playing Metro Awakening. I wasn't sure whether I was going to pick it up. And then I just thought, to hell with it. Yeah, I'm going to give it a go. So I want to give you my sort of first impressions of Metro Awakening. To be honest with you, the first hour or so, I wasn't really feeling this game at all. It was very, very slow to get into. But I stuck with it. I was thinking, well, this is all sort of pretty generic, really. Graphically, the graphics are nice. The resolution isn't. Resolution-wise, I sort of compare it to something like After the Fall. If you've played that, you'll know what I mean. I would say this is that sort of resolution. Like I say, the graphics are really nice, but they're let down by the resolution. It's a shame it doesn't have dynamic foveated rendering. That would really make the image sharpen up, I'm sure. So yeah, graphically, you're not going to be blown away by the game, that's for sure. But it does play nicely. It's, what can I say? The story, it's okay so far. I mean, I'm only 4 chapters in, so I can't give you an overall view of the game. Can't give you a proper review. I can only give you my first impressions. And like I say, I'm on chapter 4. I think there's 13 chapters in total. And I would honestly say it's only just starting to get going now by chapter 4. I've picked up a couple of decent weapons now, and I'm actually starting to really enjoy it. Like I say, in the beginning, I was like, well, yeah, this sort of same old, really. I've played games like this before. It's very linear. There's no sort of exploration as such. You can't really go off the beaten path. It is literally through the tunnels, following a very specific path. There's a couple of minor puzzles here. I wouldn't even really call them puzzles, but a couple of things you have to think about a little bit, but I didn't find them any bother at all. It didn't take long to work those out. I think the gunplay's nice. I think what I do like about the guns actually is the fact that in the magazines you can actually see how many rounds you've got in there. So with the pistol, all you have to do is hold the bottom of the pistol, slide out the mag, and then you can see how many bullets are in it. If there are only a few, you can easily just put it to your chest and then pull out a fresh one, and it'll be full again, and then you just pop it back in the pistol. With the AK-47, it actually shows you don't even need to take the clip off. On the side of the clip, you can see straight into it, so you know exactly how many rounds you got in there. Again, if you're getting low, I just put it to my chest, pull out a new one, and put it back on. So guns feel nice. They sound nice. The backpack at first I wasn't quite sure of, which is a bit, yeah, I'm used to like the Saints and Sinners backpack where you actually put stuff in the backpack. On this one, everything hangs on the outside. One tiny niggle I've got is you have to use your charger a lot to charge up your head torch and then charge up doorways and things like that so that you can open them. That's quite good because there are two little like bulldog connectors on the top of the charger, and you have to link those onto the door mechanism. Sorry about that, that's my phone. You have to link them onto the door sort of mechanism, wind it up, charges it up, goes green, the door will open. Whilst with the head torch, it's a bit strange. I would think you should have to take the bulldog clips and clip it to your head, but you don't. It sort of charges it up by Bluetooth. You literally just pull your charger out, start spinning, and it magically charges it. So I don't know why they did that. It didn't really quite make sense. Another thing is you can turn your backpack round, but I feel because the charger, you have to use it a lot in the game because obviously your battery dies down on your head torch. I'd have preferred it on the right hand side of the bag. I know that's a tiny little niggle, only a small niggle, but it is a niggle. On the other side is where your gas mask is. Now, you don't use that very often, so I'd have had that on the left and my charger on the right. So as soon as you take your backpack off, you can just grab it. Otherwise, you have to take it off, turn it around, then grab it. Like I say, it's only a tiny, tiny thing, but I did pick up on it. Another thing with the gas mask, when you put that on, I think it's great, you know, the way you have to wipe it when it starts getting a bit sort of blurry and too much moisture on it, you wipe it away, just like you do in the flat screen game, but obviously you do it with your actual hand, which is nice. However, the gas mask looks like it's too far away from your face. You know, the gas mask really should be like that, should sit like that on your face. Well, it doesn't. It sort of sits there, so you can look at the back of the gas mask, and then you've got the canister on the front there. So that's a little strange, but hey, again, that's just a little tiny niggle. One other thing, actually, I did find when I recorded some footage, I don't know why it's done this, but when you watch the footage back, your gas mask is off over to the right. Instead of being in the center of the screen, like when you're actually playing, your gas mask is in the center of your face. For some reason, when you've captured the footage from the social screen, your gas mask is off over to the right, which I'm not sure quite why that is. But again, that is a tiny niggle. It's nothing. I just thought I'd let you know. But other than that, yeah, it's a nice game. I'm definitely, like I say, enjoying it. I'm enjoying it much more than I thought I would do. I was, like I say, struggling the first couple of hours, thinking, I don't know, shall I go and play something else? I had heard other people sort of have the same sort of comment saying, well, look, does this get any better? So I said to a guy, well, look, I'm a good couple of hours in now, and it does take a while to get going, so stick with it. So that's one thing I could say to you guys. If you're thinking about picking it up, In the beginning, it's going to be a little bit slow. Obviously, there's a bit of story to get through, but the game does pick up a bit later on. So I would say it's definitely worth it. Bugs wise, I haven't really found many bugs. One time my screen went sort of blank and I had to go to the menu and back in. But other than that, I haven't found any issues really, none at all. So I think they've done a great job there. Yes, it's a little bit more on the pricey side as well, $34.99. But if you love Metro, then I would say you're going to love this game. I mean, it's a sort of simplified version of the Metro games. But like I say, if you like the flat screen versions, you're going to like this game. Now, before I go, I just want to talk about one other game I did pick up. And that is Phasmophobia. I mean, it's only like £15 on the store. Yeah, I played it once. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I bought it mainly because I was going to play it with one of my friends who had it on the Steam side, I think, or whatever. But he said it was so janky that it's really unplayable, which is a shame because I really wanted to jump in with other people. At the minute, I've just played it on my own. Don't really know what I'm doing. I can take a few items in the house with me. Now, I have heard other YouTubers say that, I won't play this game on my own. It's far too scary. Now, obviously, it's subjective. What they find scary, I might not. What I find scary, they might not, whatever. But for me, I haven't found this game scary yet. I mean, I've died from one ghost and his fingers coming across my face. But like I say, I didn't really know what I was doing. I had some weird green dot light thing, and then I went back to the van. I got another different torch, and then I got I don't know, some sort of Geiger counter. So that would sort of, I would aim and see if that would react and then move towards that. But I know there's a lot of reading in the handbook. You've got to read loads of stuff, which I haven't done because I'm lazy. So I think if you're going to pick up this game, I would definitely watch some sort of tips and tricks videos on it. That's what I'm going to be doing before I jump back in. Yes, there's a bit of jank there. I found in the beginning when you have to accept the conditions or whatever. Well, I was streaming it on Twitch and I couldn't even get to accept that. So I actually stopped my stream, then managed to do it. It was so strange. Managed to get it working, then I was back on the stream. But other things in the menus when you want to try and choose something, like if you want to turn the foliated rendering on, don't. It goes really bizarre. I'm sure you've heard that before. It goes all sort of wobbly and weird, and yeah, turn that off straight away. But I found that you have to click on things about 4 or 5 times before it registers it. And then you've probably heard about the door handles. That's a bit weird as well. I wanted to grip to hold, not toggle. And even when I just put grip, you still don't automatically let go of the door handles when you let go of the button. Your hand's still stuck to it. So the doors are a bit tricky. You have to sort of move forward with it and open it and then untoggle your hand, which is a bit strange. Again, it's only £15, and I'm sure they're going to iron out all these issues going forwards. But it would be nice. I would like to play this game with a few people, because I think that's where the fun is when you play with, I don't know, 3 or 4 of you in the house. You've all got different items to try and use and track down the ghost or whatever in the house. So I don't think I'm giving it a sort of fair shake, to be honest, because I've only played it by myself and I don't know really what I'm doing. So yeah, I need to get into it a bit more, and hopefully I can jump in with some other people and have a few games with them. So that's it really today, folks. I just wanted to give you an update on my lowdown first impressions of Metro Awakening, and also my my brief time so far with Phasmophobia. But there's one last thing before I go, guys. You know me, I'm a VR guy. I love my VR games. I very rarely play flat screen games. But I see today that Death Stranding 2, you are able to wishlist it on the PS Store. So I did that straight away. I watched the full trailer, about a 9.5 minute trailer up on there. So this is the only game, this is the only flat screen game that I have been really excited for since I heard it was coming out. All the flat screen games that have been coming out over the last sort of 18 months, I just haven't really been bothered about. Not too worried. Yeah, occasionally I dip into a flat screen game. I've been playing a bit of Dead Space, the remake, recently when I'm too tired to play VR and I just fancy playing something. But they're literally, out of all the games that have been coming out over the last sort of 18 months, there's been nothing that sort of piqued my interest really. And that's VR's fault. That is VR's fault, because I used to get excited for flat screen games, but not so much these days. But this one I cannot wait for. Death Stranding was a very sort of divisive game. A lot of people thought it was absolute trash, and then there's other people that absolutely love it, like me. It's my favourite all-time flat screen game that I platinumed. I spent 330 odd hours in that game. I played it first on the original cut of it, and then I actually platinumed it on the director's cut. So if you still like your flat screen games and you haven't played Death Stranding, you definitely want to give it a go. I mean, the story is utterly bonkers, but it's fantastic. And it's even out on Xbox now. You can play it on the Xbox. I think it's still down to about 20 quid on the Xbox store. So it's definitely worth it. Give it a go, folks. Right, that's it for me today, guys. So until next time, I will see you guys on the other side. Adios.